Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. Today is a great day because the Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail benchmark released on the 14th of April 2024, and we've been playing around with this. Earlier on I was looking at my main character, and what it looks like with a graphical update. I'm honestly blown away by how beautiful her eyes are now and some of the other texture changes. You can also preview the new race and gender combination with the Hrothgar females. So whilst we also have that, we can also look at the new texture updates for everything else, which we'll probably do in another video, just to see how they compare. So I'll try to do a comparison video soon. One of my own comparisons, but today we're going to be looking at female Hrothgar specifically, and this is what they look like. There they are in their small clothes, if people were curious of what they would look like down to their skivvies. So let's leave it on that so we can actually look at the different options. So we've got Hellions and the Lost once again. The difference obviously between Hellions and the Lost you've already seen with male Hrothgar. But I think we'll start off with Hellions first. This is probably going to be a long video of me rambling looking at different settings, so just bear that in mind. Let's change the environment location to be somewhere like Lenosha. So we've got a nice background in the daytime. Actually, where's better than that? Probably Thanalan. Yeah, Thanalan in the midday sun. That's a pretty good option. So obviously we can make them as tall as we want. Let's make this nice and tall. In terms of bust size, female Hrothgar, this is how their bust slider looks. So let's have them at 100. Very nice. A lot of people were worried if they were going to be either the direction of full-on overly furry, or if they were going to be full-on like the female Aura, basically. And I think it's honestly a happy medium between the two. They do appear slightly less furred than the males, but I don't think their frame is typically smaller. They still look like very powerful, you know, a powerful framed character. So if that was a concern of yours, then hopefully that's the way you wanted it to go. I'm interested with the tails as well, because specifically they've gone for this sort of like skin-like, almost fur texture on the actual main part of that. And then we've got the bushy tail there. So we've got the lion tail. We've got this one. I would have thought that that would have looked less shiny, typically. Maybe it's just the lighting. No, it's definitely not the lighting there. So that's a lot more shiny than I expected. For their tails. Let's go for the typical sort of bushy lion tail. Let's go for that one. And in terms of tail length, it should be pretty much the same. Let's have a nice long tail. All right, cool. So in terms of the face options then, this is, let's go back to Uldar. There we go. Nice lighting. So we've got ourselves face number 1. So for face 1, obviously, more than just the face is changing here. These are the presets that you work from, but obviously the basic face, you know, changes a lot about the character because it changes the entire head. So we've got a basic hairstyle there tied to that specific face. We've got the ears on the top there, which we can customize, but that's more like would you say like a cheetah? Definitely a different form of cat there. We've got the fangs. And no real markings on the face as well, which is, if it's anything like Mikote, then you'll probably have different marking availability depending on what face you choose. Face number 2 then, which looks a lot more like Wuklamart, I think. Much more rounded, right? A much more rounded... Well, actually, no, maybe not. Yeah, it is. It's the top of the brow, isn't it? That's the thing that's different there. Very nice, very nice. That's probably the one I would use if I was to play a female Hrothgar. We got face number 3, which is a completely different type of cat. This reminds me of like a leopard. You know what I mean? When you see like a snow leopard or something. Obviously, the big differences here are the top of the brow, a lot less wide. So we've got sort of medium narrow, quite wide, and then really narrow face. I do like the eyebrow sort of study things. Like the eyebrow studs. I don't know. Interesting. They're eyebrows, but they're in a certain shape. Let's just call them the studs. Got a few different facial markings on here, and then we've got face 4, which is I don't know, definitely a lot more square, I would say, in comparison. It feels more square with the cheeks. Definitely, you know, higher cheekbones perhaps for this preset. But yeah, so those are the major differences between 1, 2, 3 and 4. Personally, my least favorite is probably number 4. I quite like number 3 because it's something I haven't seen before. Let's see these in different lighting because it makes a big difference, especially with the YouTube compression. There's number 2, there's number 3, number 4. Yeah, I think number 3 is really cool, but I would probably still go number 2 personally. So in terms of skin color then, obviously we are this particular subspecies. So we have much darker colors here. We've got reds though, and we've got yellow. So if we wanted to make budget Pikachu or something, the female version, we could totally do that. Oh my god, that is so bright, isn't it? Oh my god. Oh dude, I need more people to play Hrothgar and choose bright yellow as a skin color. I love that. That's actually really cool. I like that. Weirdly enough, I'm a weirdo though, so you know, but I like characters that look completely different. I quite like the pink as well, and it looks really good in a variety of different shades. We can have that. Oh, that's a lovely dark color. I like that, especially with the piercing eyes, like the brighter eyes. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, there's some good ranges. Typically the ones that they used for the males though. But obviously seeing them in much higher resolution and the way that it works on the different parts of fur. I've accidentally chose the Incredible Hulk sort of color there. Those abs though, wow. Those are some serious abs. And then of course, let's choose the bright pink for a second. For the hairstyles then, the stock hairstyles. So we've got hairstyle number 1, obviously. We've got this hairstyle which has, let's change back to Uldar. Is it slightly brighter here? A little bit. Maybe the in-room would be brighter? Yeah, actually, that's quite nice. So the first one looks like that. The second one is basically the same, but there are some slight differences. So we've got the extra piece of hair here, and of course the braid. Very nice. Different bangs. And then number 3, this one. Like a shorter hairstyle. Maybe she's going into a target to, you know, see the management or something. And then we've got this one with the fringe to go with that as well, if you like that. Of course, the other hairstyles that will be available, we don't know what's being backdated and things like that, but you could probably guess most of the ones that work for the male variant, they will have transferred over. And then we've got this one, which of course is the obviously the Viper hairstyle, as I'm calling it, the Warrior of Light as Viper's hairstyle, which looks pretty cool actually. I do like that hairstyle. It's going to look really good on characters. I think me personally, I'd probably go for that one if I was to choose any of the stock ones. In terms of the fur color then, so we have pretty much the same options you would expect from a male character. I don't think there's any major differences there. Let's have the pattern like that. And then the actual main fur, we can have that nice and bright so we can see it. That's really nice, isn't it? Look at all of the extra details on the hair. I love character creation. I could stare at this for hours, and I probably will. Excuse the rambling, by the way. Just skip along in the video if there's something that you want to see more. But these sorts of videos, you can't really just rush ahead. So, at least I don't think you can. Let's go for a much darker hairstyle. Darker color. And then for the fur pattern, we have, I think these are the same as the male ones. We got the, ooh, is it actually updating? Is it because I set the pattern to the same color? That's right. I did. I'm a sausage. So we've got this one, like the tiger sort of pelt. We've got the sort of cheetah spots, which look really cool now, by the way. Yeah, they look a lot more like fur than they did before. Got the other type of spots. We got the stripes. Very nice. And we've also got this one, which I'm going to call random trees. I have no idea. Looks cool though. Really, really cool. I don't know which one I would probably choose. I'm not much of a fur a fur enthusiast, let's say. Probably just basic stripes, honestly. In terms of jaw types then, back to the head. So we've got type 1, we've got type 2, we've got type 3, and we've got type 4. So probably type 3 would be the one I would go for. Narrow the face a little bit, maybe with 2. No, it looks maybe too narrow. I'm not sure. Eye shape, of course, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So smaller eyes. Let's go for number 3. The iris size. We can't really zoom in any further, by the way, so just bear that in mind. Eye color. It's a shame we can't get any closer with the eyes here. Look at the difference, though, that you can do with the new eye colors. You can make something really deep. I typically go for like a bright green when I make characters for some reason. I think it's playing Final Fantasy VII for so many years as a kid. Just the Mako eyes, or Marco eyes as it's pronounced these days. Maybe some nice warm eyes. Like orangey. Very nice. We've got the eyebrow setting. Wish that tree wasn't in my way. There we go, that's better. Slightly better lighting. Oh, look at that. That looks great. And then the different eyebrows. So eyebrows is actually changing where the bridge of the nose kind of, where the brow comes down to the bridge. I quite like number 4. Honestly, these characters look pretty good. My first impression. I'm not a massive fan of a cat-like species going full fur direction, so it's not as appealing to me as it is for like a someone else who likes that. I'm more of the Mikote is my cutoff point, I think, for my own personal taste. Oh, we've got to have the big fangies, but you don't have to have the big fangies. Good. We've got facial features. So one of the facial features is the tips of the ears with a bit of fur on them. I actually really like the fur on that. It looks really good. We've got some eye features. So this is adding a bit of shadow to the bottom of the eye. That one adds some top. Sort of not eyeliner, but nearly. Oh, and we can have proper eyebrows. Okay, cool. So if it looked a bit strange without proper eyebrows, we can have those. And now that I've unticked them, I'm not sure if I can go back without them. I quite like having eyebrows. More expression in cutscenes, right? Your character does pull some interesting faces. So we've got tattoos, which counts as this bit underneath the eye. Interesting. Probably keep those on. And then change the tattoo color so we could have those as whatever face markings we wanted to. I actually really like the look of this character. Face paints, we've got the typical sort of stuff we're used to. I don't think there's anything different here. We've got the serpent, the wingy shape one, the stars. There's also the one you can get from a cash shop that used to be part of the Halloween event as well, right? With the spiders and things. Oh, that's cute. Cool. Lots of options on little freckles. It kind of looks in white like she's been baking though and got flour all over her face or something. I quite like that. Oh dear. But yeah, me personally, I'm not a massive fan of face paint other than to make the areas of your cheeks either more rosy or to add a little bit more depth to eyes. Yeah, I quite like having depth to the eyes. In terms of voices then. What is that noise? Okay. Se. Okay. It's looking like probably a type 12 for me. I don't know. Maybe 5? This is where you don't want someone to walk into your room whilst watching this video and all you hear is... They're great. I like that one actually. Sounds a bit feral. Look at the animations. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's what you'll hear in Limbs Elementa all the time. To go with Valalafell number 4. Number 5's good. I like number 5. Okay. Disagreeing? See, if it was me, I'd be either type 5 or 11, I think. Yeah, I think I like 11. Just enough feral for me. I like that one. Somebody's gonna be like, why did you pick the worst voice? I know. So obviously in our race attire, oh, look at this. Oh boy, I didn't even know we could look at this. Hold on. We need to click on like tail size to get this. Oh, look at the racial armor. It looks so nice. Honestly, the graphics update is going to change the entire game. Look at the reflections on that. Oh my goodness. The zips. Like, we're up close and personal, and this looks fantastic. I cannot wait to see what my gear looks like on my main character in the game. Look at the toes as well. They've really worked on reducing like the sausage fingers and the weird stubby toes in the game. This is going to make the game look amazing for the next like 10 plus years. Look at those hands. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So that's what I would have made probably for that one. Let's have a look at the other clan. So that's the Hellions. So then there's the Lost. I'm going to go through these as well. I'm going to make them nice and tall. Let's go back to the small clothes for a second. Keep the bust size on maximum. We're going to have the same tail. Let's have a different tail. Let's have the big thick tail and have it nice, and let's have a short stubby tail. Let's go for that. The options I wouldn't normally. So for face options then, these are the defaults. So we've got face number 1, which again follows the same route as the other sub race. Obviously we've got much lighter fur colors on this one though. There's the second face, which I really like once again. The third one looks really nice, doesn't it? And then there's the fourth one, which it defaulted to. I like these extra additions, actually. This is a different hairstyle. I think to be different, let's choose number 3, because we haven't looked at all of the options for this. So in terms of our skin color, we can have, obviously we can have something bright white, if you're going for like a snow leopard or something like that. And then we've got like much darker fur, which is really nice, especially if you had some purple or blue sort of eyes to go with that. Lots of different icy colors, obviously. We've got greens though, nice sort of pastel greens. Or you can go like that sort of color, sort of almost avatar colors. Look at the way that the light hits that, by the way. That looks awesome. Awesome. Let's go back to Uldar for a second, have a different lighting. Interesting, isn't it? Honestly, I think my favorite lighting for looking at this is probably the forest in Gridania, or at least the Shroud. Okay, so that's the skin color we'll go for, or do we want it slightly lighter so we can see more details? Let's go for that, because I think otherwise YouTube's bitrate will butcher the darkness of the fur. So in terms of hairstyles then, the default ones, we have number 1, which has this sort of cut fringe that I really do not like. I really do not like that cut fringe there. This bit's okay, but this I don't like, I'll be honest. The second one, what's the difference? Between a ponytail or a knot. I see. Okay, but apart from that, everything else. Okay, 1 and 2 are out for me. Number 3, though. Hello. Okay, that is cool. I like that hairstyle. Look at that. Oh, dude. I like the quiff. This would probably be the direction I would go then. What's the difference between 3 and 4? Oh, the hair down the middle. So bear in mind, a lot of the headpieces that we do know currently work. I don't know if they've extended that in the future, but a lot of the time you're going to be using glasses or facial masks or not having anything at all, or hair clips, tiaras. So just bear in mind that will probably clip quite a lot, but that looks sick. I love that. I'd be torn between both of those. I don't think there are any other differences behind. No. Those are really cool. I like those. And then there's that one, which is the 5th hairstyle on the default, which is of course the Viper Warrior of Light one that they introduced, which is really well detailed. Yeah, I think it'd probably be this one. She looks awesome. I love that. The fur color, we'd probably, I don't know, go for something completely different. Let's go for honestly like a dark fur, yeah, like that. And then for her hair color, I really liked the pale sort of crystal. I'm a sucker for white hair. That's my problem. If you've noticed, a lot of my characters, including my main, oh wow, look at that. We can turn off the pattern. Let's do that. Let's just turn off the pattern. Whoa, that sort of icy blue. We could go for like a dark color, dark blue / purple. Let's move to a different area. Wow. Don't know, part of me likes the contrast of a much brighter color. Maybe we go for a blonde. Does that look weird? I don't know. Ooh. Maybe like a slight bit of pink in that. I really wish that Hrothgar would have the ability to put highlights in their hair. I really do. I like the option to have fur, but the trade-offs, I would have loved them to have another button that allowed me to put an extra highlight layer in the hair, which I still think is sorely missing. But, you know, this might happen in the future. You know what? Actually, dark hair works quite nicely. No, it's probably going to have to be something like that. Let's go for that. And then for the fur pattern, we've turned it off. In terms of jaw, let's see. Let's go back here for a second. Number 2, 3, 4. I like 2. 2's good. For the eye shape, ooh, I like that. Sort of the narrowing of the eyes. That does look quite nice. It's a toss-up between that and that. Probably slightly bigger. Let's go for number 1. That might be the first time I've gone for number 1 on a default. Irises, I want nice big eyes. And then the, oh dude, look at the color options. That looks awesome. But obviously we could have like a piercing white coming through there. I quite like the idea of a red, weirdly enough. Or like a rosy color. Looks really good, doesn't it? Looks really good. Or green? I'm addicted to green though. I always choose green. I'm gonna deliberately not choose green. That's hard for me to do. Let's just go for a red, because that is, yeah, that's piercing. I feel like we should have red hair though. What's the reddest we can make the? That's another thing that they don't have access to really. Enough hair colors. I wish we could separate the fur from it, but all right, well, we've spent enough time on that. You can see what I mean about me spending forever on character creation. So for the eyebrows, I quite like that. For nose, let's have a nice little buttony thing. Number 4. The length of fangs. Yes, let's bring some fangs out. Yes, I like long fangs. We also have the ability to put Quirl whiskers. Oh, so this is the Quirl face. Ah. So with everything off, she looks like that. I really like the depth that adds to the eyes, actually. Do I like the curls? I like the extra bits of hair, though. Those are sick. Not necessarily the Quirl whiskers, though, for me, personally. And we could take off those tattoos. Looks a bit bare without them. Maybe just the top ones. Ooh. Oh, I like that. That's cool. They're almost neon pink, those are. What the heck? That's really cool. Let's put those back on for a second so we can see what the colors are like. It's almost like gemstones, isn't it? Yeah, they look less like tattoos and more like gemstones. Those are sick. Is it something I would probably use? Maybe black, though. I like the black on the pale. In terms of face paint, then, let's see. Let's go for a weird contrast that I wouldn't normally go for. Quite like the freckling, actually. Kind of freckling could we get? We could get... So it'd be a lightish blue, perhaps. Oh, I like that a little bit. Something subtle like that. I like subtle appearances, like things you will only ever see at certain angles. I like that a lot. Could even make it more subtle, but I like the dark. And I presume the voices are the same? Yep. Let's go for 5. Let's go for 5. And then there she is. I think she looks pretty badass. I don't know. And obviously you could match something to I don't know, an outfit. I don't know. I'm excited, dude. I want to make an alt of one of these immediately. I don't think I'd be able to swap out my main character's race, though. Been Mikote for too long. And also, I like cats a lot, so hopefully they do you justice. Look at the texture details, though, on this. It never fails to impress, does it? It really doesn't. Alright, cool. Let's go with this one, then. Out of the 2 that I've created, let's go with this particular one. We'll save this data here. Fair. Oh. Let's just save it like that. It doesn't matter. Groovy. And that's what she would look like in the Omega gear, then. Interesting. We looked at the Omega weapons last time, but if you choose a different gear set, for example, the Genji gear, you will actually see the Genji Viper blades, which is really cool. So if you wanted to know what Viper weapons would look like, just choose one of these. Obviously, if they have them, like, for example, there is no High Summoner, stuff like that. But if there is a specific set, for example, the Moonwood one, we would get to see the Tombstone thing, right? Some of the Tome gear, I think. Let's have a look at the Anabasios one, though. That'd be cool. Let's do that. So once we press this, it will save all of our settings. Overwrite earlier. And then we'll press start. And let's watch the benchmark again. I really want to see what it looks like in the different lighting. So let's do that. I am addicted to benchmarking. It's so much fun. There's a shark. Ooh. Might have to do Anabasios just to get the weapons now. Oh, she looks awesome. Look at those weapons. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to change the race combination of one of my alts. That looks really cool, that character. I really like it. Especially the hair as well, weirdly. I don't usually like stock hairstyles. I go for all of the ones that are unlocked through the Gold Sorcerer and stuff, but... Oh, I like the subtle details, actually, that I put on there with the freckling. Nice. Can't wait to see those swords in action. They've really put a lot of work into this expansion, haven't they? It really shows. Look how good this game looks now. If you had gone back 10 years ago and showed me this footage, I'd think you were playing like a sequel or something. Like a second MMO. I would have never have imagined 14 would look like this. I suppose some people in the comments last time were like, I just don't see the difference with graphical updates. I don't know, as someone who's played the game for, what, nearly 11 years now, not including my 1.0 time, it is so drastic of a change for me. Like, compared to the current game, it's huge. But compared to what we started with, oh my goodness. It's just completely different. But yeah, we've seen all this before. It still doesn't get old for me, though. Well, there we go, look. Woo! Kill that massive snake. Nice. Oh, you see it in the glaive form when you bring the swords together? So that's the Anabasios glaive, basically, when they're joined together. That looks sick. I need to get myself some weapon coffers, I think, to open on both Picto and Viper. Sorry, I was looking at the background. It's so distracting for me. I love it. Also, the crystals on the Anabasios gear are incredible. I wish this character was real now. It looks so good. It really does. Ah, we need this game now. We really do. Yeah, look at that character. That looks so cool. Man, I need this now. Yeah, female Hrothgar, get my seal of approval. You can make a really cool looking character, but I'd be surprised if you couldn't. I just hope that the future brings equality with headwear and hairstyles, things like that. We'll have to wait and see. And something that hopefully we get to see more of soon, hopefully before the launch of a game. But if not, then fingers crossed for all of you. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at today. That was female Hrothgar. Again, you can download this for free on your PC and give it a go. See what you get in terms of scores and things, and check out character creation. But I think in the next video, we might look at some of the other changes and some other bits from a benchmark. So there's still a lot to look at, really, and go into. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. What does your character look like? Are you excited for female Hrothgar? Do they live up to your expectations? Are there parts of them that you would prefer had gone more skin than fur? Or do you like the way they currently are? Let me know. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.